In the last episode, Takuru headed straight for the school club meeting room after learning from Ito that he had glimpsed Hanae Arimura, the girl found at the Love Hotel, wandering the corridors of Hekio Academy. And though he was initially skeptical, Takuru was in fact surprised to see that not only was Hanae actually a student at Hekio Academy, but she was also the leader of one of the clubs. Unfortunately, the student council president Kurusu was present as well, which didn't bode well for Takuru, who was trying to get information about Hanae without letting Kurusu know that he was still digging deeper into the cases. But although Hanae seemed fairly chipper and cheerful at first, he did actually part Takuru with a very ominous warning. Foreshadowing? Who knows? Meanwhile, Detective Shinjo, getting confused with Ito there, Detective Shinjo was waiting at the crime scene for Momose's contact, who happens to be yet another student of Hekio Academy called Mio Kunosato. At least I think I got that right. And Mio isn't too impressed by Shinjo or the rest of the police, but we also learned that the video that Ito found regarding Kaikita's murder has already been distributed on the internet. But more ominously, as I continue this recap of the previous episode, there were two new individuals wandering the streets of Shibuya. One was yet another young girl, possibly a student, and the other was a 70-year-old woman. As for why they were wandering the streets, that too remains a mystery. And that brings us back here to Takuru's lovely abode, and hopefully my recording will have made it into the episode, because those of you who are unaware, Bandicam didn't record my commentary for the last two episodes, which is mildly annoying, but not all that bad. Now we're just learning about the fact that everyone on the internet and social media already knows about that other video.
問題の映像は先日渋谷のラブホテルで自殺していた男性の遺体を映しており
Yeah. Whoever's responsible definitely enjoys playing games with the authorities. Yeah. We knew the story might break somehow, but yeah. Things are definitely starting to go out of control. It was past midnight. All the news programs were talking about the video that had been uploaded to the internet that afternoon. Since there was a dead body in the video, none of the programs were actually playing it, but the newscasters had all described it. It was as if they were telling people to watch the rest on the web, which is probably the last thing you should be telling people.
となると、この報道が初耳の人間がネットに流れてくるか。
Maybe that's exactly what the perpetrator wants in this instance. For people to notice. Twitter was the best way to see what people were saying at any given moment. I opened it and took a look. Where can you see the thing they're talking about on TV? This is getting exciting. Link http://www.adwiki. I saw it, but I should have known better than to watch it this late at night. Someone told me a funny joke or something. Oh, it's your own fault for that. Yeah, that's all you can expect from social media. Whenever I searched for a keyword related to the case, I found tons of tweets about the video in the news broadcast. The address of any page or aggregator site hosting the video was getting retweeted at an incredible rate. Of course, this was nothing new. Our channel had already been in festival mode since the video had first been posted that evening. What does festival mode mean? We're about to find out, and I don't want to load. A state of furious excitement on an internet message board or site, where people are commenting en masse about a particular subject, inspired by the raucous jubilations seen on the streets during actual Japanese festivals. The video on the aggregator wiki had quickly been deleted, but someone had saved it and uploaded it to a bunch of other sites. Those sites had deleted it too, so others had repeated the process in a never-ending cycle. After the news, the threads on that channel had gotten bigger.
回転デッドか。これが通称になりそうだな。
They've already picked the name, because of course they have. I don't know who'd first come up with that name, but more and more people on our channel were using it. It was probably a play on the revolving bed the body had been found on. Should be blatantly obvious. Since the body had been spinning too, the case was literally about the revolving dead. Our channel, Twitter, and all the aggregator sites and pages dealing with the case were in an uproar. I looked around and didn't see any new information. There's another surprise. I'd seen it in person myself. I could easily tell when someone was lying or guessing.
0時過ぎ。こっちはどうだ。
I should probably get some sleep, Takuru. Yeah, doesn't look like we're going to get any further in this tonight. There were no big updates on Shibuya News either. The top of the page was about the uploaded video, but it was basically just a rehash of existing information. I thought that with all this fuss, she'd be putting on a web radio broadcast, but ChäoS being unusually silent. But maybe she was busy. There was nothing about the Sumo Stickers or Arimura, which made sense, I guess, since the police have managed to keep those details from, Hanae's details from being scooped up by the media. Even Kei wasn't psychic. Only we and the police knew about Arimura, and only we knew about the stickers. The Sumo Stickers.
くそ、本当であれば今日中にオトモレタンの現場に力士シールがあるかどうか確認したいと思っていたのに。
So that's what he was intending, but it could very well be likely that there is no sticker where the second case happened.
あなた、殺されますよ。宮代拓先輩。
And there's Hanae's chilling parting words. I couldn't get the words she'd whispered out of my head. She might not remember exactly what happened in the hotel room, but she knows something. In the end, it had started raining, and I'd gone with Ito's plan of trying to get more information about the video and learn more about Arimura. I hadn't made much progress with either. Of course, it had surprised me that Kurisu, oh yeah, was her reaction. Maybe she finally realized that there was no talking Takuru out of this. That Kurisu hadn't said anything. If Hanae hadn't been there, things might have turned out drastically different for Takuru. However, Hanae's reaction clearly has Kurisu on edge. Probably exactly what she said. The question came back to me again for the 100th time, and I still had no answer. What was she warning me about? Probably the case? Why had she told me I was going to be killed? Had I pissed her off somehow? No, she didn't give off an angry vibe. I think we would actually know if she were genuinely infuriated. No, it felt like more like she was talking about someone else killing me. Then maybe it didn't matter if she hated me or not. That's probably the least of your worries. Or should be, in this case. And the timing didn't make much sense either. We weren't talking about anything weird. We were just talking about the case, which is the textbook definition of weird, Takuru. Was she telling me if I kept looking into this I would be killed? It crossed the mind. But that didn't make sense either. Well, really. The police had ruled the death of the Love Hotel a suicide, even though, the manner of death is clearly unusual. It was a strange way to kill yourself, sure. And after seeing it, I couldn't believe it was just a simple suicide, but did that mean I always call him Kakita had been murdered after all. Murdered by whoever tried to come into the room? But the police had told me I'd been mistaken. And Ito had told me I couldn't prove it logically. Yeah, we're going nowhere fast. It was no good. It didn't make any sense. I was going to be killed? Had I crossed some line? I would say not yet. We're not there yet.
殺されるぞ、宮代拓。
I wonder, did Kurisu introduce Takuru to Hanae? I tried saying it aloud and shivered a little. Was I scared, or... Was I excited? I could feel myself starting to laugh. Probably a bad sign. Or maybe not. I was fine. I was just fine with me. Think other people might have different ideas about that. If I crossed some line, I'd find out what it was. That was the difference between me and those morons on the internet. I could do it. Yeah, more than a little conceited. I had lots of clues. And we just say we didn't really have anything to go on. The first was Hanae Arimoto herself. And then the Sumo Stickers. I'd only seen them at 2 of the crime scenes so far, but if I could find one at Leaky Noise too, I'd have a clue that no one else in the world had. Little does Takuru know that Momose from Freesia Investigations is on the case as well. I should go take a look tomorrow. And then... it was the video that had gotten uploaded to the internet. Who had upped it, and why?
Huh?
Oh, there's something on the curtain. It was right there. I played the video one more time and then realized something.
そういえば、なんでだ
Maybe Takuru had seen something that I didn't.
こっちもか。
It was a common thing you found in videos, so I never really noticed until now, and I hadn't seen any comments on the internet saying anything about it either, but...
なんでこんな処理してるんだ
like a filter or something? It was something weird at the start and the end of the video. It was on screen for less than a second, but at the start the image appeared from bottom to top. And then at the end, it went black from top to bottom. Interesting. I thought that was just a gimmick myself, but apparently it's more than that. These weren't particularly unusual effects, if indeed effects they are. The one at the start was often used in movies and TV shows and movies when a character woke up. Of course, this was when the camera was showing his point of view. The one at the end was often used when a character was falling asleep, or just before they passed out. Sometimes you could play it both at high speed to make it look like someone was blinking. It was called a wipe. It was a method of transitioning from a video from one image to another. I wonder,
ん
is it really an effect? Is it that simple? The video was clearly taken from next to the Love Hotel and was almost perfectly at eye level. Don't know why we have eye level explained in the tips, but okay. A term used in video recording. It refers to the height the camera is placed at. From the distance and angle, that much was clear. I spent so much time looking through a camera that I knew how to judge the distance between it and the things it saw. I was sure that if I asked the rest of the newspaper club, they'd agree. But the side of the building where this video was taken was a sheer wall. In other words, there is no window opposite this one. So then, and there was no camera on the wall either. What exactly is going on? I could see that for myself in the video I'd taken. The only things I could see outside the window were a wall and the sticker. The uploaded video had looked like it had been taken from someone's eyes. Whose eyes are those eyes? Sorry, I couldn't resist that reference. Suddenly a dumb idea occurred to me. Might not be, well, Phoenix Wright logic dictates that even a dumb idea can lead to the truth. I looked at the picture of the sticker on the wall that I'd printed out. Nah. I shook my head to drive away the stupid delusion. I needed to stay calm and logical. Tomorrow I could go see where the camera had probably been placed. Your idea may not entirely be so far-fetched. Yeah, I wasn't going to say anything until Takuru kind of came up with it. But wouldn't it be interesting if right where a camera might be, there is this sticker in place? I wonder. That's not good. Getting a strange vibe here. Okay, I was kind of expecting the actual eyes of the faces to open, not this. That I was not expecting. Was that a delusion? Hallucination? Or... Oh. A conversation between Amy and Ed Lucas. And apparently Ed Lucas... Oh, we finally have chapter 2, Rikishi Sticker. Wow. That actually took a while. We're about 14 episodes in. 14, 15 episodes. And we've only just reached chapter 2. This is going to be an extremely long Let's Play for me. But anyway. If you ask me, all the people in my class were ignorant children. When I was in 4th grade, only about 1 in 6 kids had a smartphone. A bunch of them would use their phones during breaks to pull up secret web pages made by the kids at school or dumb joke sites. They passed them around class to become the center of attention, and each would be the leader of their own little group. One day, one of the leaders was upset because he couldn't visit a site he'd been able to access the day before. Some of the kids in his group suggested that it was broken, or maybe the address had changed. I told him, it's internet filtering. Your parents contacted the cell phone company to limit your online access. That's what filtering is. It is the act of setting standards for evaluating and selecting web pages and using that to restrict access to information. Here used to refer to the act of restricting access to pages deemed harmful to minors, which is usually done by parents, guardians, or cellular phone companies. The leader looked stunned for a moment, but then he yelled at me not to make stuff up. Thanks for that. The rest of the group joined in. I knew I was right. I wasn't making anything up. But they'll just keep believing what they want to believe. I didn't understand why they were all yelling. Later, I realized that I was the class misfit, and he was the boss of his little group, and he didn't like that I'd shown him up. I only went to school once in a while, but when I did, something like that always happened. I was sick of it. I wanted to show the rest of the class that I was better than they were. I wanted to shock all those wrong-siders. When I snuck inside, I found a place filled with true darkness, unlike any I'd ever experienced. I could hear her gasp behind me. This must be when they snuck into the hospital. Because I don't think this is the school. Sarika didn't answer. She just clung to me, as if seeking escape from the darkness around us. Sarika quickly shook her head. There's that name again, Amy. And also Amy's social media portrait was the Sumo sticker, or Rikishi sticker, as this chapter is called. On a completely unrelated note, I was actually a huge fan of Rikishi back when he and Too Cool were in WWE or WWF back then. Those were good times. Does that mean they don't want to be in the orphanage? Or they don't want to be in the house that they came from? I don't know. Or where they were adopted or whatever. I thought for a second and nodded. For her, that was probably the real reason. Sarika nodded back, but even in the darkness I could see that her lips were quivering. She was scared. Maybe, maybe not. What I wanted in this situation wasn't a brave comrade who would go boldly forward with me, but a friend who would shiver pathetically behind my back. No matter what happened, I had to protect Seruka. I was going to say that last comment was somewhat insensitive. Having her there made me feel better like that, because he does genuinely care for her well-being, even if they are in a dangerous situation. I brought my focus back to what was going on around me and started to softly walk forward. There's that room. But still just fragments. What exactly happened in that place? I woke up from the usual dream. For once, I hadn't been sweating in my sleep. In fact, I felt better than usual.
よし。
Yeah, we should count our blessings. I booted up the PC, checked my email, and then loaded all the major newspaper and news sites up at once. It was how I usually started my morning. I felt extremely alert. I could probably finish my usual routine in less than an hour.
よし、そうだ。ガキだった自分じゃないんだ。
I won't give up halfway like I did before. This time, the mystery I needed to solve was right in front of me.
このシールを見たことはありますか？
Yes, several times throughout this LP.
該当。使われなくなった電話ボックスの影。ポストの裏。
All generic places that you would normally find graffiti and the like.
道路地図の柱。街のいろいろな場所に貼られています。
That right there is why it's going to be hard to link them to the crime scenes, because they're literally everywhere in town.
太った男の顔が2つ合わさっているような、この不気味なシールの名前は、力士シール。
Oh, and it's just suddenly dawned on me that Rikishi is Sumo, hence his gimmick in WWF. Huh.
このシールが世の中で騒がれ出したのは2007年頃でした。一時期はテレビ番組で取り上げられるなどして話題になったシールです。
But then 2 years later, something else took over the airwaves.
2009年の渋谷地震以後、めっきり姿を見かけなくなっていましたが、
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that I did not see a single Sumo sticker anywhere in ChäoS Head, so I think people stopped talking about them before the earthquake happened.
最近、渋谷の街でまたこのシールを見かけるようになりました。先日は、こんなものも。
Another the one was found yesterday. Or rather...
一見、無作為に貼られているシールですが、
These stickers appeared after that mysterious duo walked past.
実は、ある共通点があるのです。これと、これと、これ。
Those are the three. Yeah, those might actually be the three sumo stickers that Takuru is looking for.
これら3つのシールは、近頃渋谷を賑わせている事件の現場近くで撮影したものです。
But as I said before, that alone on its own doesn't necessarily prove anything.
こ
At
れは、
least not on the
通称、
surface.
こっちみんな、の事件現場の、向かいのカラオケボックスに貼られていたもの。
Takuru had already found that one.
これは、通称、音漏れタンの事件現場の、近くの街灯に貼られていたもの。
This is the one that Takuru doesn't have in his collection yet.
これは、通称、回転デッドの事件現場の、向かいのラブホテルに貼られていたものです。
Again, as noted by Takuru, of all people.
そう、いずれも、一連の連続猟奇事件の現場に貼られていたのです。単なる偶然と思われた方もいらっしゃると思いますが、こっちみんな、と、回転デッド。
A connection between the first and third cases.
この2つの事件は、それぞれマンションの5階と、ラブホテルの3階で起きています。
Yeah, there is that.
そして、これらの2つのシールは、まるで事件現場を覗くように、それぞれ隣の建物の5階と3階に貼ってありました。
Looking down? Don't you mean looking towards?
音漏れタンのシールも同様です。現場を見渡せる街灯に貼ってありました。果たして、これは偶然でしょうか？このシールの作者は誰なのか？一体何の目的で貼られているのか？そして、一連の事件と何か関係しているのか？
Well, that is only one of a handful of mysteries that we're still stumbling along blindly to try and solve.
引き続き、調査を進めていきたいと思います。
Wait a minute, is the one narrating all this Serica?
最後に、
It's a bit out of character.
こっちみんな、9月7日。音漏れタン、9月19日。回転デッド、9月29日。
Yeah, those dates correspond with the first three deaths of the New Generation Madness.
これら3つの事件の日付が、6年前に渋谷で起こった、ニュージェネレーションの狂気、という連続猟奇事件の日付と一致していることに、皆さんお気づきでしょうか？
I think it's been hammered home into our synapses right now.
もしも力士シールが、今現在渋谷で起こっている事件と関係しているのなら、同じように6年前の事件とも関係しているのかもしれません。
Again, never never saw them, never mentioned once. There was no references, no allusions or any kind to the Sumo Stickers in the entirety of ChäoS had. None whatsoever.
再生数5。これってまだ俺たちしか見てないってことだよな。
Ah, so it was Serica doing the narration. Interesting. And obviously only 5 people have... Oh, well. We are the 5 people who have just seen this video. That's how it goes sometimes. You don't get to choose which videos explode in view counts and which ones don't. That's just how it goes. But yeah, I'm going to cut this episode short. Don't think it's been an hour yet, but yeah, I think this is a nice little segue to end this episode of Let's Play ChäoS Child, and when we return, we shall see just how things unfold from this point forward. As always, adventurers, until next we meet.